I really had a good time doing that interview with Shelly and Laura. They were a lot of fun, and they really know what they're doing with birth hypnosis.
They do, and it was just amazing, I was the cameraman for that interview, and it was really fascinating. I know I've learned that information through school and through reading and, through my practice and working with women on birthing with hypnosis, but it just fascinates me to hear you three women sitting up there talking about it. It was pretty interesting.
It's a pretty actually poignant day for me because today is actually Nicholas's birthday. He's 5. So.
Happy birthday, Nicholas.
Yeah, happy birthday, son. And so I kind of have flashbacks about what that experience was like. And even though he was my second child, it was a much harsher experience than my first. So, every birth is different. It can go many different ways each time. And I think the important thing is to remember, just based on Laura's story, that hers got progressively better. First a C-section and then a natural childbirth, which is not very common these days. Once you have a C-section, lots of times doctors will want to continue to have C-sections.
Yeah, that's what surprised me during the interview. I was told, that's what I was always told, that once a woman has a C-section, that usually from then on, that's usually what they actually plan on, is having that C-section each and every time. And I guess it's because, like you said, doctors recommend that. But
And then the third time, she used hypnosis and had a comfortable and pleasant experience at home. So that's really nice. One thing that Shelly and Laura did tell me, a couple things after the interview, is that any birth partner that would like to attend one of the classes with the women, any doulas, midwives, doctors, can come with their client for free. So if there's any people who attend births and would like to know more about what Shelly and Laura do, they can accompany the moms there, as well as the moms always have their birth partner, like their spouse or significant other, who comes with them so that they take the class together.
I think that's one of the really most wonderful things about the birthing with hypnosis is I've seen people. I share an office with Laura a couple of days a week, and I've seen people leave her office, the couples, and it's just really precious to see the mom and dad leaving together and knowing that they're going through this together and that the father is really with the mom in all of this and really supporting her. I think childbirth is the most courageous. I mean, I know that once you're pregnant, there's no other option. The baby's coming, but I think it's one of the most courageous experiences in the world. I really give all of you women many, many blessings and kudos for just going through that and having the experience, because it blows my mind.
Thank you. I think it blows our minds, too. And I know that I work with women who are afraid of getting pregnant, or once they are, one of their main concerns is about actually having the baby. And one of the best ways to use hypnotherapy, besides in hypnosis for childbirth, is to have a mom, before she's conceived, come in and process any of her birth trauma via a womb time regression, in which she can understand what her limiting beliefs were from her own birth, or also reversing any of the trauma around birth she may have seen, birth horror stories she's heard, all of the programming basically that women unfortunately get in this country, a lot of us do, about how horrible and awful it can be to have a baby. And one of the reasons we're bringing you this show is to show that there's a lot more ways than just that. And one other fact that Shelly and Laura gave me is that out of 100 women, they found that the use of hypnosis in turning breech babies, so basically hypnotizing the mom and asking the baby to turn, 81% success rate compared to 26% of babies spontaneously turning. So lots of times you can just talk to the baby and ask the baby to turn, and they'll do that. And actually, in one of the clips we have coming up, we have a baby just before delivery that turns into the correct position very quickly, more quickly than any of the staff notices. So let's go to that clip of the newscast first.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
okay.
I think one of the most amazing things I think that all of you were talking about in the clip is how taking out that pain, tension, fear cycle, that it actually allows the body to do what it's naturally designed to do. It just makes such perfect sense. And after working with people in womb time regression, it seems like taking the pain, stress, all that stress out of the birth, that the baby would be having a whole different experience as well.
Yes, I can see how that is. And we actually need to do a show on womb time regression, so that we'll put that on the list of what that's like and what people normally experience during that. So I've got that clip ready.
Great.
Hey everybody, welcome back at 7:44. Ladies, pay attention to this because I got some real serious questions here. These days, we're all about going green or using more homeopathic methods to alleviate pain. So it's really no big surprise today that we're talking about using self-hypnosis while giving birth. Here with more is Dr. John Zulli of the Hypnosis School and Joanna Savard, who is using this method for her third pregnancy. Welcome, Joanna. I'm going to save questions for you. Dr. Zulli, I'm going to start with you. Okay, how does this work from a physical standpoint? Is the woman, is she controlling her mind? You just break it all down for me because I don't get it.
Well, you know, hypnosis has been recognized by the AMA since 1958 for things like childbirth and surgery, but we really don't understand the mechanism. We know where in the brain this takes place, but we don't know exactly what the individual's doing. It seems that there's some way that Joanna and people like Joanna can use their awareness selectively. In other words, they can be aware of what's going on in the operating room or the birthing room. They can be aware of other sensations, but somehow they have the ability to turn the pain signal off and use their attention selectively.
How prevalent is this in the medical community overall?
Oh, we're seeing a tremendous growth in this particular area. In fact, there have been several articles that have come out in the Journal of American Medicine that have pointed out how helpful hypnosis is for pain control and for childbirth.
Okay, Joanna, let's get right down to it. First of all, your first pregnancy, you know, it's a mystery. There's a lot coming at you. Your body is changing like crazy. What made you think to do this? Why did you decide to do this?
Well, my husband is a hypnotist.
Okay, there we go.
John's business partner.
Okay.
And so it was just automatic. I knew that I wanted to give my children a natural chance, you know, no chemicals, give them a first healthy chance into the world, and be able to enjoy my delivery. And
can I tell you this, Joanna? After delivering an 8-pound, 15-ounce baby, I just don't believe hypnosis can work.
Oh, absolutely. You know, with my first child, it made everything so much easier. I was able to feel everything that was going on, and minus the pain, and just enjoy the delivery. And then with everything happened so quickly that I tore 4th degree, and the doctor, he was stitching me up for 45 minutes afterwards with no painkillers whatsoever.
You had absolutely nothing, Joanna.
No.
Nothing. So tell me, how do you get into the frame of mind? What do you do when the pains are hitting you? You can hardly breathe, let alone concentrate to wipe the pain out.
It was a lot of preconditioning. My husband made a CD for me that I listened to up until the childbirth, and then all the suggestions really just take effect as soon as you get into the zone, into the hypnosis room. Into the birthing room. I would get into the state of hypnosis, and everything would just come through, and be able to relax. And I even did a natural numbing, like a natural anesthesia. So I would numb myself from the waist down, and just a natural way to do it, minus the epidural.
Let me tell you, I'm impressed, because there would be no minusing the epidural for me. All right, well, thanks a lot, and congratulations on your third one. Dr. Zulli, we'll see you again, I'm sure.
We'll look forward to it.
All right, thanks a lot. 7:47 right now. Jace, back to you.
All right, thanks, Monica.
All right, so that was just a little news clip about that. And I actually have something from Iran about we've talked about hypnosis for anesthesia, now we've talked about hypnosis for birth, and now in Iran they've actually had a second cesarean section with hypnoanesthesia. So they were actually doing cesarean sections with no anesthesia. This was posted on November 20th, so just a month ago, and it's from Pavan's Iran News. And this is for the second time in the country, Iranian doctors have used hypnosis as the sole anesthetic to deliver a baby via cesarean section. Dr. Kodai performed the C-section at Pambaran Hospital in Tehran. Dr. Hussein Al-Massain was the clinical hypnotherapist who used hypnosis on the mother, Sarah Tavasoli. So, all kinds of applications there.
It's amazing. You know what I find so interesting? It seems to be really consistent in all of the videos that we've been seeing, and even with Laura and Shelly, we're talking about how it's the sensations. They still get to experience the sensations without the suffering, without the pain. So that's really cool. I bet having that experience is completely different, for women who have gone through other types of birth. I know I've heard the screaming. I've seen lots of videos of birth, and the difference between the screaming and the yelling and in the face, and like you said, get out of my face, and the husbands and the breathe and the yelling, and compared to these beautiful water births and the different births, it's just, the difference is amazing.